Well, first I would like to apologize. I had videos and an awesome presentation for you guys, but it is not coming up on my Dropbox. So I have my backup. It's always come prepared. So, how many of you guys have seen The Wolf on Wall Street? I want to tell you about one of the most inspirational speeches of all time. The speech was done by Leonardo DiCaprio in the role of Jordan Belfort. A former stockbroker pleaded guilty to fraud and related crimes in connection with the stock market, manipulation, and running a boiler room scam as part of a penny stock scam. This speech that I'm here to talk to you about today was to rally his troops around his latest scam, being the selling of a new stock that was for a firm they're bringing to a market, a new IPO for them. This was most definitely a part of his illegal activity. But I can't really blame him. I would even go as far as saying most of you won't even blame him, because he was able to make $22 million within a 3-hour period. That's impressive on anyone's scale. How did he do it though? That's the impressive part. He inspired his men to drive up the price of the stock as high as it go with the speech he gave. Once the price of the stock was so high, he ended up selling his shares and making the $22 million. The speech consisted of 3 main factors for making it successful, being composed of a mountain of passion. He repeated his goal many times, and throughout the speech he was building up a bloodthirsty tone. This speech held on the audience from the beginning to the end like a fish on a hook. Every statement he said was backed by a mountain of passion. And this video that should be playing right now is showing him going up to his men, screaming in their faces, and being all excited with his passion he has about this new stock they want him to sell. So it's very impressive. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. He's not just shoveling trash into his audience's ears, but instead he's truly believing in the message he's trying to get across. He was a very effective speaker, but not only by the message he was giving, but how he delivered the message. By using dramatic facial expressions, he was able to drive home his points. Just imagine one of us standing up here right now making one of these faces. You all would probably wake up in a heartbeat. I know it would grab my attention. Other than that, he was just using his body language. By moving around and literally reaching out to his audience, he was able to connect with them. And as you would see in this video, he was actually reaching out and touching his audience, pulling them in, giving them inspiration, eye-to-eye contact, a few inches away. As you would have been able to see, he pulls his audience literally and metaphorically. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Throughout this speech, DiCaprio consistently reinforces his points by repeating them over and over. With the use of repetition, he clearly conveys what his main goal of the speech was. Using clear and concise language, he was able to very easily understand. He demonstrates his vast knowledge of his topic. His line that he constantly repeated, constantly enforced, was pick up the phone and start dialing. By the end of the speech, this is the quote that he wanted you to remember, because he wanted you to pick up that phone and start dialing to sell that stock as high as you possibly can. If you haven't seen the slide, or if you haven't seen the movie, or haven't picked up on it from the video clips I've shown you, DiCaprio uses a bloodthirsty tone which slowly builds up throughout the speech. By building up this tone, he's able to make his listeners anticipate more and more what he's trying to inspire them to do, which is the main goal for an inspirational speech, making his audience want to go out and achieve whatever he is asking from them. While his tone was building up, his enthusiasm was a roller coaster. When the enthusiasm was rising, he was making the crowd go crazy when he wanted a reaction from the crowd, but then lowering the level of enthusiasm when he had an important message that he wanted to get across. This message impacted me in many ways. First and foremost, it entertained me for the many times I've seen the movie. Also, while teasing you how it's like to be filthy rich, the goal of the speech was to inspire an action from the audience. And I have to say, if I was there, I would have picked up the phone and started dialing. Thank you very much.